Hi guys, I'm Harry Yotis. I've been a professional trader for 20 years now. Started working in 2005 for the National Bank, and for the past 10 years I've been trading my own account. So let's get started with today, Monday, the 15th of December. This candle right here on the S&P 500. Today, there was no really big news of the day. It's probably like a consolidation day, drift lower. The big news is coming in tomorrow. We're going to have non-farm payrolls for, November and September. November and October. And then later on in the week, we're going to have CPI numbers, inflation numbers. So there's going to be a pretty big week, I should say, coming forward for macro. Let's see how the market handles it. But today is like a consolidation week, so let's just go over what we've been talking about in our positions going forward for the rest of the year. Okay, so first we will talk about the technicals like we always do. The technicals for the S&P 500, still bullish. Okay, we opened up higher today, went as high as 685, but we're giving up this breakout. Like this breakout is sort of not happening yet. Okay, as we broke out on Thursday of last week to new highs, but then we're giving that up. Okay, and that's because, we had the VIX here, volatility index at very low levels. Look at that. We're at very low levels. Okay, we're at 60 now. It popped higher, but basically it could stay at these low levels for a long time, weeks and months, of course. Okay, but usually when you have at these low levels, we tend to spike. However, we are coming during the holidays, so any spike will probably be given up, going down again, which means the market will probably be bid into the end of the year. However, not for every sector, and that doesn't mean that we're going to get a rip to new highs. We just don't know. Okay. So let's go back to the SPY. Talk about the technical picture. It's bullish. Okay, nothing has given up. Let's look at the moving averages, still holding above the 50. We could retest it and then go up. That would be beautiful. Okay, we'll get rid of all of these, let's say, like people buying calls as the market is breaking to new high. They'll probably get destroyed, and then we can go higher. Okay. However, we don't just look at the technical picture. Okay, let's get rid of these moving averages. They just clutter everything. We don't just look at the technicals, we also pair that up with the sentiment, and it actually went up to neutral. We were at fear and it went up to neutral. So let's see why. A lot of the sub indices here are still in fear. Here we have extreme greed in the put call options. Like we speculated, people probably bought a lot of calls as the market was breaking out to new highs here, and now they have to get destroyed. Okay, it would be nice to touch the 50, which was at, again, the 50 also is at 675 around here. And my cursor on the red line here is the 50, and it coincides with this support level of 675-ish. Okay, so that would be nice if we would fall back down there before going high. And if you guys are into technical patterns, it would be like a cup and handle. If it falls around here, it'll be cup and handle before going up and breaking to new highs. We'll see. Okay, but so far the technical picture is bullish, and the sentiment rose up to neutral. Okay, right smack down in the middle. I say we keep going higher. Okay, we haven't really tested these levels. Okay, but people had to get bullish by buying a lot of calls here, and they might have to get destroyed before that happens. We'll see. Nobody knows the future. Okay, so let's recap what we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks in some of our positions. Okay, we have a position in Microsoft. Okay, remember we bought at this support level the first time it touched it, get the big support. We got out and we got back in here, and we're still holding this one right here. It's sort of hovering around these levels, which is good. It's as you can see, the RSI is probably neutral again. So we're hovering around these levels before I think I'll move up in Microsoft. So we're keeping our short puts here. What else do we have? Of course, we looked at NVDA and the AI trade. And today, it's sticking around this huge support level. And again, the technical, the stochastics are again the RSI neutral. Okay, so everything is basically holding at the neutral level. We saw that Sentiment is at neutral as well. So everything is holding before the next move up. We don't know. Maybe they're waiting for the jobs reports coming up tomorrow. What else? We also had Tesla. That turned out to be very good. We bought them around here. I can't remember. It was around this level right here when Tesla was trading between 440 and 450. And we sold some puts again. And they're in the money. We haven't bought them back, so we're still holding our Tesla and our Microsoft bullish trades via short selling put spreads. Okay, so that's it for the general market here. What about Bitcoin? That's another thing that we looked at. Okay, and remember what I said about Bitcoin. Today it's down. Okay. I don't want to be in Bitcoin. That's what I said. Ever since it got hit here after the capitulation event, I didn't want to be in it because the technical picture was very destroyed. It was forming some kind of dead cat bounce, or you can call it a bear flag. But it also had higher lows here, so we weren't sure. However, when something gets destroyed this much, you don't really want to be in it. And I don't think it's going to go as high. I didn't think it was going to go as high as other stocks, general market stocks and precious metal stocks, as the market went higher going forward. Okay, and it's proving out to be prophetic. So staying out of this space, except for a little Mara position that we took long ago, which I expect to expire worthless. So that's it for Bitcoin. I don't really want to be in it, okay? Not until I get another kind of signal. So far, no. Bitcoin, out of it. Okay, what about our precious metal plays? The one that I like the most, silver. This is silver today. Actually up 3%. Okay, what about silver miners? Look at this. After this consolidation, ripping to higher highs and holding, it's amazing. Any pullback should be bought again. Okay, not there yet. Still super strong. What about the silver majors? Well, they were down today. They broke up to new highs and coming down. It'll be nice if it retests the previous highs before going up. Maybe it'll do that. What about the silver juniors? They're down too. Same story. They actually did touch the previous highs here and then rebounded. So the miners today were down versus the silver price. Little word of caution. You want to see the miners lead. You don't know what happens because tomorrow these guys can have a huge bid while the silver price just sort of languishes. We don't know. But we have to have a mental note that the miners now, for today, were down as the silver price is up 3%, which is very rare. Okay, so mental note. Gold. Still breaking out, still loving it. I expect it to break out into new highs going forward. It's doing it very stealthily, which I love because nobody's really talking about it. So even at the highs, it's still not getting the love it's supposed to. And GDX, miners, just like silver, down, retesting the breakout point. This is a buy. Retesting the breakout point if you want to buy the majors. I'm not in the majors, but this is a buy point if you want to come in. Okay, GDXJ, I like that. That's the buy point. You want to buy GDXJ, okay, which it did. It touched the breakout point after a breakout, retested the breakout pivot level, if you will. This is a buy right here. Okay, that's what you should be buying. And of course, today one of the big news is we're looking at our marijuana company, Canopy Growth. We went into the reasons why we want to buy, and everybody's expecting at 5 o'clock today that Trump will tweet that they're going to reschedule it down to Schedule 3 from Schedule 1 drug. But people took profits today because they're not sure, because Trump said that many times. Look, you have spikes coming down, spikes coming down, spikes coming down. It's still, like we said earlier, it's still in a sideways consolidation. Yes, it went up on Friday, but it did not break out convincingly, technically speaking. And we still don't even have a fundamental reason yet. We're just hype and speculation abounds, and people are hoping it'll happen. So let's see if it does. Okay, so far, nothing has happened. Okay, this is just pure speculation. So we're just waiting on Trump, see what happens. I would have no surprise if it goes all the way back down and Trump says nothing yet. Okay, if Trump says nothing, it'll probably go down, maybe not all the way, maybe halfway. But I wouldn't be surprised if it goes all the way down because nothing fundamentally has changed until Trump does a Schedule 3 announcement. And that will be a huge fundamental change. Okay, so we're waiting on that. So let's recap. Market, still bullish, although we do have a pullback here. We're waiting on some big macro news coming out tomorrow, which is the jobs reports. We're getting 2 of them all at once. And I think it's Thursday that we're coming out with inflation numbers. Fear and greed index popped up to neutral. Even though the market was down, we should have seen go back down to fear. And that's because everything is in fear, but everybody started buying call options. So a sub-index went up dramatically, which I suspect caused this to go up. Okay, so basically people were buying a lot of calls. Remember, this is put call options, but on a 5-day average. Okay, so here this day probably took a lot of buying here because this breakout day includes the previous 5 days. Okay, so it's like a delayed reaction, if you will. So what else on the recap? Microsoft, one of our trades, still holding above the support level and consolidating. Good. Tesla, breaking out to new highs. Very good. Looking good. Okay. What was the other one? Of course, we looked at NVDA, the leader of the AI thing. Nothing. Still staying within this range. Also consolidating, waiting for a breakout higher. And of course, we love our precious metals. Silver, unstoppable. You should buy any pullback. And gold, slowly, stealthily breaking out this level here and waiting for the ultimate breakout above 4,400. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for another daily market update. Things are going nuts. Big news. And if you liked what you saw, just like and subscribe, and of course comment below, and I will be more than glad to answer. So looking forward to tomorrow and the rest of the week. Have a good one.